Howdy, this is David here at Rock City Studios, and this is this week's Tip Tuesday. So for this week's Tip Tuesday, I'm going to show you what this interesting instrument I have in my hands here is, and how to start to play them. These instruments are called Kashakas, or Ocellato, or Kashakas. They have a lot of different names depending where you are in the world. Originally, it is said that they came from West Africa in Ghana, and they came from a tree. These are actual authentic ones, and they're basically little tree seeds. People would fill them up with little rocks and pebbles and stuff to get a shaking sound out of it, and then they would get a string and combine it and make two of them. These ones are made out of cork, and they would swing it back and forth and catch it and do all sorts of really cool things with it. It's like nature's first instrument of fidget spinning. A fidget spinning instrument. Today I'm going to show you a few different ways you can start playing with these. First thing you want to do, you want to take your hand and you want to put the string and a ball on top like a wine glass, like you're at a fancy dinner party. And what you want to do is you want to start spinning the wine a little bit back and forth. And if you see, I'm just moving it around, and this is going up and down, kind of like a hypnosis clock or whatever. You are getting very sleepy. And you want it to go up and down, and you want to get the motion so that you can start to bring it up and you can hit against the other one. So that's one side, right? And we want to get on the other side like that. So pop, pop, pop. Once you get that down, let's move on to the next part. Let's grab both of them and hold it like this in our hand. A lot of people have different sayings about what this position is. I just call it first position. So you can start to shake the instrument like a regular shaker. But what's really cool about it is, you have two of them that are both shaking awesomely. What you can do for starters is you can take your index and your middle finger off to get a more open sound. And then you can close your fingers to get a more choked, closed sound. It's the little details that just make this instrument so fun to play with. This exercise, the wine glass we were working on earlier, and first thing we're going to do is try to spin it so that it flies up. And we are going to fly it up by kind of moving our wrist just a little bit and using gravity, and we're going to move it back down. So one more time, we're going to move it up like that, and we're going to move it down like that. The next step after that is learning how to play it back and forth non-stop, kind of going like clack, 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 clack. And you're just kind of spinning your wrist to get this motion down. But then, next step, you learn how to catch this. Okay, so there's two different ways to catch this. You can either catch it up here. When it hits up here, you catch it with your index finger and you clack it together and you can hold it. So going like this, we can spin it up and we can catch it. The other way we can do it, once we're up here, and if we have our thumb hanging out right here, we can flip it so that we catch it with our ring finger and our fifth finger. So one more time. So when we go up into this position, I like to call this second position, we have our index finger catching it, and then when we go back down into first position, we're catching it with our ring finger and our fifth finger. And the most important rule about playing with the Kashaka, the Ocellato, the Kashakas is you always have to shake, okay? This is king. Ooh. And then you can start adding in some of the things we've been doing. Clack. Catch. Catch. Oh, a little mistake there, but they'll edit that out, I hope. And a bunch of cool little small textures you can do to get different sounds out of these guys. Besides the closed sound and the open sound and the clacking sounds, is you can hit them together. So if we had to think of this in drum set terms, we're thinking like, this is the bass drum. And then when we hit it and catch it, that's kind of like the snare drum, you know what I mean? So we got, I like to think of it like skateboarding. Okay, I don't skateboard, okay? I skateboarded once, I fell down, I cried, and I never skateboarded again. But these guys have so many cool little tricks you can do. And when you combine both your hands and you learn how to separate them, you can start to play 16th notes. A really fun exercise I like to do. I think about All-American Rejects, Move Along. The drums is like boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. It's like every 3/16 notes. I like to go like 1E, and a 2E, and a 3E, and a 4E, and a 1. So a little bit faster. So the really fun thing about these instruments is that there are different materials that you can work with and that you can get. For instance, I have these cork oscillators right here, and these guys are perfect for practicing at a low volume. Imagine it's 9 p.m., I still live with my parents, I'm practicing in my room, I'm going, yeah, I'm really getting it, yeah. All right, okay, now take that in comparison to these guys, which are like the actual real seeds. It's 9 p.m. in my room, and I'm going like, yeah. And then I go like, yeah, I'm good. No, my parents can tell me, David, stop playing. You know what? No, I don't want to do that to my family. So these are a bit louder. These are, the natural seeds, but they also come in plastic that you can get. There's also different ropes, as you can see. Like these are really thin. And then these guys on the cork oscillators I have, this is a lot thicker material, and the really great thing about these ones is that you can adjust them. You can undo this knot here and figure out like how comfortable you are, and if it's too tight, if it's too loose. Everyone has a different hand size, so take that into account. If you do go on Amazon and order yourself a beautiful set of these like I did, they come in different sizes or different lengths of the string, so you can figure out what's more comfortable for you. A really great thing about these guys is they're super portable. You can fit them in your backpack. You can fit them in this djembe right here. You know what I mean? You're going to the beach with your friends. You just put these in here. No one knows you brought them. And then everyone's like, yeah, David brought a djembe to the beach, yo. And then you're like, it's go time. And everyone's like, yo, David, what are those? And then once again, boom, everyone thinks you're super cool all of a sudden because you brought a new instrument. It's like, bam. It's a whole lot of fun just to go on a hike and go. Of course, I've creeped people out. I've gone up a trail and people are like, what are those? Like, they don't even ask me, but they look at their face and they're like, what is he doing? The great thing about these guys is they are a very rhythmic instrument. Not only do they work as a shaker, you can get all sorts of cool rhythms that you're practicing, whether it's for any instrument, guitar, piano, or even drums, of course. I love the drums, man, you can see them right here, make me happy. But as a drummer, when I'm trying to practice rhythms, especially like 8th notes or 16th notes, these translate really well. These are also really great for practicing polyrhythms because you get to work with, okay, I'm going to put 3 in this hand and 2 in this hand, and you can really understand how polyrhythms work. All right, folks, that was this week's Tip Tuesday. Stay tuned for next week, and have a great day.